Cause I'm about that. Cause I'm about that.
Morning, folks. A couple of weeks ago, we went to the Veloz and Bike Park. And I had big plans of making a really cool cinematic vlog type video that's all action-packed. But at the same time, I wanted to get a lot of really dope, cool photos, particularly of my brother-in-law on his bike, how he's doing jumps and tricks and all of that. Towards the end, when we got to it, on the way up the mountain, we'd seen that there was one jump that looked really cool and really fun to do. So we figured we'd finish with that, and personally I figured that'll be some really cool footage, and I'll be able to lie underneath and get some really cool, high quality, high resolution shots of him doing jumps on his bike. So by the time we got to it, we were both quite tired, and he'd informed me that these were going to be his last two jumps. What I was going to do is I was going to put the GoPro to use. Now, Peter McKinnon has put up a couple of weeks ago a video about taking photos with the GoPro. His was, I think, a Hero 6 actually, but he was talking about the actual stills mode. That is, if you're in a situation where you can't use your DSLR or mirrorless for reasons, in his case, it was underwater. But for me, that was different. I didn't need to use the stills function because I have cameras with me. I could have just used those. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to see, can I take footage in super slow motion, 240 frames a second, and try and grab a photo out of that? So I set up the camera. I continued filming on my Z6, and I put the camera right underneath the jump. And this is what I got. Now, at first glance, that actually looked quite cool, because it's the perspective that you get, and it's more or less what I was eyeing for anyway. I was going to lie underneath with my wide angle, my 14mm, and I was going to take a series of high burst shots when he went over. But can you really use this function to take pictures or screen grabs that you can use for prints or just social media or whatever? Well, social media, yeah, sure, maybe. Depends what kind of standards you have for your own social media grid. For prints, absolutely not. There's absolutely no way. It's once you start pixel peeping, it looks absolute garbage. You zoom in a little bit and it all falls to pieces. It looks cool as a composition, but as an actual stills photograph, you can't. It's the same as if you were to film something regular on your DSLR or mirrorless, and you in 1080p, and you just stopped the video at some point and you took a frame out of that. It's gonna be bad. Above everything else, it was a JPEG as well, which makes editing really, really difficult. I only edit RAWs for me personally because it gives me the most amount of control. And this only, if you take a screen grab, you can only export it as a JPEG effectively to use, in my case, in Lightroom. So can you do it? Can you use a GoPro to take pictures? Yes, absolutely. If you do the Peter McKinnon way and use the stills function. If you want to do a screen grab, like I did, because you're filming something in high speed, you can do it to capture the moment. But if you're actually expecting a photograph of sorts, don't do it. Just plan more time and do it properly with a proper camera. Other than that, see ya.
Woohoo! Oh, shit!
It's going on for 3 minutes now. Can you stop it? Jesus Christ. Oh. Can we please? Oh, come on.